Usually when I see titles like the number one secret to anything, I immediately think like this is not going to be really the number one secret. Like they're just saying that, but it's really not. But I promise you, in this episode, I will really tell you the number one secret to marketing your course, to having a successful course launch. Because we have talked about choosing a profitable niche, super important, right? We've talked about, why online courses are so amazing, but how do you actually sell the course? Because I see this all the time. Course creators spend weeks or even months creating a course, and it can be an incredible course, an irresistible offer, but no one buys it. Probably sounds like your worst nightmare, right? And why potentially you haven't started your online course yet. And I get it, it's scary. So how do you ensure that when you have your course ready, people are going to buy? Well, you need an audience. You need eyeballs on your course. And how do you build that audience? Well, here it is right here. Here's the number one secret to marketing your course. And that is you have to have an engaged, nurtured email list full of the right people. It's email marketing, which may sound really old school to you, but it is still the number one way to market and to successfully sell your course. Now, let's talk about email marketing for a minute, because I know that you probably think email marketing is dead, or it's just so old school. Why do that when you can do social media, or, there's so many other ways to market. Podcasting, YouTube, and all of those are great. But it should all come back to your core email list. All of your different marketing areas should always lead back to your email list. And there's a few reasons. Number one, you own your email list. Okay? And before we even get into all this, let's just clarify what an email list is, right? An email list is just a group of people who have given you their name and email in exchange for something. And we'll talk about that something in a little bit, but it's just a list of emails of potential customers. That's all it is. That's an email list. Very basic. So why are email lists so important? You own them. It's not like social media followers where if your social media account gets shut down, you lose all of those followers, and most likely there's nothing you can do about that. Your email list, even if you switch your email service provider, you can take that list with you wherever you go. And let me give you just some really cool email stats to show you that email is still king. Okay? So 92% of online adults use email, and 61% of consumers prefer to be contacted by brands through email. 99% of email users check their email every day, most of them multiple times a day, some up to 20 times a day. 58% of users check their email before they check social media or the news. I know I am guilty of that. When I pick up my phone in the morning, the first thing I do is check my email. I don't know about you. And that is where I expect to have important information. That's where I expect to find out about sales from companies that I follow. That's where I expect to get promotional things, is in my inbox. So people expect to have promotions, to have business emails sent to them. So it's still the best way to reach your customer. All right. And you may be thinking, okay, so email isn't dead. People still use email, but how do I get started? Like, what's the process here? All right. So it's actually really easy to start an email list. The first thing you need to do is choose an email service provider. And there are lots out there. There are new ones every day. Some of the ones that I recommend are ConvertKit. It is free up to 1,000 subscribers, so you can get started for free. It does get pricey as your email list grows. So I don't personally use ConvertKit because I have a bigger email list because I've been doing this for a long time, but it's great for beginners. Flowdesk is another one that's great for beginners. Flowdesk, they have really pretty email templates, so your emails look really nice in someone's inbox, and it's a low monthly cost for Flowdesk. And they have other things as well within Flowdesk that you can add on, like payment options, like you can accept payments. So Flowdesk has some cool features. And then I personally use Kajabi. It's an all-in-one platform where I host my course, I have my email list, I accept payments, I have my website. You can even put podcasts on there. I mean, it's very robust, but because it's so robust, it's definitely more expensive. So you may not want to invest in that in the beginning. It's up to you, but there are lots of options. So you choose one of those. Then you create a lead magnet. So what is a lead magnet? It's that something that you give someone in exchange for their email address. So I know you have seen this. If you have ever searched for a recipe online and you go to a blog post with a recipe and you read through the story about how their grandma made this recipe and you're like, just give me the ingredients, please. But most likely there's a pop-up and it'll say, grab 10 free recipes, and then you put your name and email address in, and then you get that sent to your inbox. That's a lead magnet. It would be like a PDF of recipes. But there are a lot of different types of lead magnets. That could be a whole nother episode. I'll add that to my list. But for now, just know it's some type of freebie, and people give you their name and email address in exchange for that. Now, here is what's really important about a lead magnet. You want it to directly relate to your online course topic. That's how you ensure you get the right people on your list, because you don't want it to be something random, because then the people on your list won't be the people that buy your course, and you want them to be the same person. So whoever signs up for this freebie needs to be a potential customer for you. And the lead magnet can be just kind of a quick win within your niche. It can be a solution to a beginner problem in your niche, maybe something they need to solve before they buy your course. It can be a list. Lists are great. For example, we have the list of 100 profitable online course ideas. That's one of our lead magnets. You can grab that at meetthebowdens.com/list. And people who download that are going to be people who most likely are interested in creating a course. So they would be the perfect people for my program, Hey Online Course. So you want to make sure that your lead magnet and your course relate. So that's step number 2. So you choose a provider, an email service provider. You create a lead magnet. Then you set up the tech piece. So like, how are people going to sign up for this? You need some type of landing page, which is just like a web page where people go and sign up. Or you can make it a pop-up. There are lots of ways to do the tech. And with most email service providers, they allow you to make these single web pages, which is called a landing page, where you can send people to sign up for your lead magnet. So I just said our page, meetthebowdens.com/list. If you go there, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about for a landing page. It tells you about what the lead magnet is. Usually it'll have a picture, and it'll have a spot for them to put their name and email. And then you connect that to an automated email. So when someone signs up with their name and email address, then you deliver them an email with the lead magnet, with the freebie. So like if you go to ours, meetthebowdens.com/list, and you enter your name and your email, submit, then in your inbox, you will receive an email from us that says, hey, here's your freebie. When you open it up, you can download that PDF with a list of 100 ideas. So that's the tech piece. It's pretty easy to set that up. And then you need to grow your list. So you have all the tech set up, you have your lead magnet created. Now you want to start sharing that page, sharing your landing page so that people can go and sign up. Because the more people on your list, the more potential buyers that you have. There's actually some email list math that I like to talk about. And don't worry if you're not a mathy person, you can keep it super simple. But typically between 1 to 10% of your email list will buy your course. So that means if you have 100 people on your email list, between 1 and 10 people will buy your course when you're ready to launch. Of course, you can see the more people on your list, the more potential buyers that you have. So it's important to grow your list. And I actually have an episode coming up talking about ways to grow your list organically without ads. So make sure to stay tuned for that, because there's a lot that goes into growing your list. But right now, it's important that you at least set that up. You set up your email list. Now, once you have your email list set up, where does all of this fall into the course creation process? Like, should you completely wait on your course and just build your email list? Or should you build your course and then build your email list? Like, what's the flow? So what I teach my students is once you have a course idea chosen, that way you know like your niche, then go ahead and set up your email list before you even start your course. Choose a provider, make your lead magnet, and set up the tech. And then as you are growing your list, you can at the same time be working on starting your course. You can make the outline for your course. You can start the first couple of modules. But I actually teach my students to go ahead and launch before they even finish the course to ensure that their course is something that people want. So I kind of teach to do it at the same time. Go ahead and get it set up, get the tech set up and all that. But then as you are starting to work on your course at the same time, build your audience. That way, when you get ready to launch, you're not launching to crickets, which is what I see all the time and I want you to avoid. So there you have it. That is the number one secret to online course success, to marketing your online course, is to have an email list full of the right people. And they're going to be the right people because you're going to have that lead magnet that's directly related to your course topic, and you are going to nurture them. That way, when you're ready to launch your course, you will have tons of potential buyers. All right, and make sure to stay tuned for that episode about how to actually grow your list once you get it set up. So go ahead today, this week, get your email list going. This is going to be the number one way you can ensure you have a successful course launch.